Hello everyone and welcome to a double feature draft. Alright, this time pack is strong. There is the best uncommon in the entire Midnight Hunt and I think it's better than any uncommon in Crimson Vow, either in Morbid Opportunist. Really good. But there's also Guardian Savior. 5 mana 3/3 flyer. If you first pick this, you will have enough 2 mana creatures that you will get maybe the 3 for 1. Now 2-drops aren't that great when you get to cast this, but it's still, creatures on the battlefield for free. And 5 mana 3/3 flyer is, fine. It's not alone enough, but definitely with these abilities. And I think I want to just play with the Savior here. It's more fun than the Opportunist. Although, power-wise, this is actually, this could be better card. But I have played a lot of games with this when Midnight Hunt drafts were the thing. I haven't played a lot with Guardian Savior, so I'll do the fun pick here now. Alright, so would be very easy to follow it up with the Florian here. If I took the black card, this is not like an amazing bomb, but it's still good. First of all, a 3 mana 3/3 with first strike is just an incredibly hard to, deal with in combat. And then you get free cards from the ability, as you can see. So that would be the pick over the upgrade if I took the black card. I did not though, so I will take the upgrade now. The other options I find interesting are the Marco Walter and definitely the Traveling Minister. Actually, I hope no one else is red-white and this thing comes back. I don't expect the Minister to come back because any white deck wants it, and it's an incredibly powerful card for its mana cost, But yeah, there's a chance no one else is going to be red-white, and then I get this Walter back, which is really good. And of course, that also means that I would have to be red-white myself. Who knows? I might not. That archetype might not be too open. Right. So, a couple of things here. First of all, I could just take the Fierce Retribution. It's totally an acceptable card. It's not the greatest removal. It's so, bad on offense. So it's more like for a defensive deck or a deck that has a lot of flyers. That's a good one because then the opponent tries to raise you in the ground and you can just kill their guys with 2 mana. But the thing is, I like the Sundown Pass here for 2 reasons. First of all, if I'm just gonna be red-white, it's an amazing way to fix your mana. Now it's not, you shouldn't pick really mana fixers that high. But there's another thing. If I am white but the red won't be open, I can maybe splash red removal such as upgrade here. And this will help me do that. I won't be splashing the white double caster if I'm not ending up at white here. But definitely the red removal is worth splashing. And here is an upgrade number 2, which I easily pick here. This time there's no really contention here. Now let's take it and move on. And I get a Marco Walter here too. So if the other one is going to come back, I will be thrilled. I will start to need to pick up some 2 mana creatures or 1 mana creatures to make the Savior actually very good. But I haven't really. Of course, even if this pack had like a random 2-drop, I would take the Marco Walter any day. So let's take that now. And there's a Falcon Rod Celebrants, which is easily the pick over the Retribution here. Not anything white here, but we will see. We'll see how it goes. Definitely want to be red-white here if possible. Alright, so Unruly Mob, not the greatest. In this archetype, it's good in black and white where you have a bunch of ways to sacrifice stuff. It's still gonna grow naturally. I will have creatures dying. And out the Qatar's Famished Forages, no. I will take the Unruly Mob because it is at least my first 2 mana spell I can actually return with the Savior. And it's often, excuse me, when it picks up 1 counter, it's a 2 mana 2/2, and then if it can pick up another counter, yes, then it starts to be a meaningful card for 2 mana. But the pay cost you have to pay is that you play a 2 mana 1/1 initially, which doesn't trade with anything, so it is quite bad at first. Alright, I'm not playing this Thraben Exorcism. It's something you could main deck, but then you are playing against the red-green, red-black, and then this has no targets, and you are like, why am I having this card in my deck? So Pious Bone, not interesting. I actually do take. I have to prepare for the fact that it might not be open. I could still be blue red, sorry, and take the Wandering Mind, which I think is the best card in the pack, especially because I have 2 upgrades already to try to find with it. So this was just a pack that had nothing for the white red going on, whereas it is a good way to take the card that will be useful if I end up in blue after all. Alright, so Vampire's Vengeance is gonna kill a lot of my white cards, so I'm not taking it, but I will take the Vampire's Letter. I just needed 2 drops here. Yeah. So was this the pack where the Marco Walter would have been? The first one maybe didn't come to me. I might be wrong though. Anyway, Seal Passer, Falconrat Perforator. Okay, let's be aggressive. Let's take this one. Plus, it's a 2-drop. I can return with that. Mythic Rare I picked first. Alright, I don't think the Sanguine Statuette is well supported in this format when there's not nearly as much blood token generating available. Alright, so Prisoner isn't really in this kind of red-white deck the good choice. I'll take the Ceremonial Knife. Who knows? Maybe I'll play it. But it's not really that high priority either, I don't think. Okay, so I didn't get another Walter back. I'm sad because I've seen this card come back, and of course, if you are not exactly red-white, you shouldn't take it. But then again, I mean, people are not. Even I didn't lock my colors exactly in Pac-Man, so someone might be red or white, and they took this Marco Walter in case they end up in red-white. So that's totally reasonable pick to make. Now this pack has 2 amazing cards for my colors. The Catilda is also good for green-white, but there's actually a third one. There's also Falconrat Celebrant, but it's not really in contention here. Alluring Suitor is amazing, and Stensia Uprising is amazing as well. I think the Suitor is actually very close, but then again, this kind of this giving you those jump blockers can be very relevant against some decks, and then the 7-point burn is really nice, even though it takes time. But I'll take the rare here, but the Alluring Suitor would have been amazing there. Well, what is absolutely amazing here is the Arsonist, of course. This is just an unfair card in limited. Not really, maybe it doesn't pack enough punch for a 5-drop to be that good in constructed, although I think I have seen people play it. But in limited, this is just absolutely disgusting for what it does. Menace Haste for 5 is already good, and then this has the ping effects, and then during night it's 2 damage, so it's just crazy during night. Anyway, I'll take it here. Also 40 gems now, nicely. Alright, I don't need any more for 5-drops. I mean, if I get Bum Rares, yep, I can not play the Falconrat Celebrants and I'm happy about it, but I just want to have some early drops now. 2 and 3 drops. Alright, Fierce Retribution is going to be the pick. Now, Now the Elementalist has something to pick up, but I should cut the Wandering Mind. But I have already 2 4-drops. I'm not really... Yeah, I'm interested in cheap cards currently, because I have the late game. I have a very powerful late game here now. I need cheap stuff now. Alright, so I'm gonna take a 2-drop here, and someone gets a Tobolar. Yep, there is a Reckless Impulse Elementalist, which could be played in this deck, but it's definitely their 2-drop. But which one it is, that is the question. I like how this is and Descent on which sometimes it is relevant. This gets the Disturb option. This has Flash. This is... I mean, it's really close. It could be either one. I think I prefer the Flash. I can sometimes surprise some, 3,000 toughness, for 4-drop that I can then trade with it. It is kind of beneficial in that way, so I take it now, but it could have been either one. Okay, Curse of Shaken Faith, not a good card. I don't recommend playing this in limited at all. But what I'm gonna play here, am I gonna play like a 2-drop that's really not, I have 1 Werewolf the Mythic Rare here. So it's just a 2-mana 2/2. Do I need it that badly? I mean, there's nothing in this. I don't really like the Homestead. Is that Homestead or Homestead? Whatever. Fine, I'll take the 2-drop, just in case I don't get enough of them. Well, there's now another unimpressive 2-drop. Don't want to play too many of them. I just take the Neonight's Rush now. That is at least does something. I would otherwise take the Celebrants, but I mean I have 3 5-drops, so I don't really want to pick more of those. Okay, well this Lambhole Terrier is kind of like a, well, it does synergize with this, makes Runebound Wolf a little bit better, but also this has an ability I might be using, so let's take it. And Militia Rallier, it's not a good one, but I actually do need some 3-drops. I have nothing. It blocks always, and then, I mean, I have such nice late game that I don't need to be super aggressive here. And I definitely don't like the Lightning Wolf. 3 toughness is a bit of a liability. I'll play the Rallier, just, I mean, mostly for curve reasons. It's not an exciting card by any stretch of imagination. Is that how the phrase goes? Alright, Ancestral Anger, not really. I don't think I'm gonna play them even if I find more multiples. I'll just take a random uncommon because, again, this is a best of 1 event. This is not a main deckable card. No sideboarding means I won't be picking that. I'll just take an uncommon. And I know I'm not gonna play the Lightning Wolf, so I'll just take another uncommon here to, you know, maximize the wolf. Yep, same story here. Totally unplayables. I have here a land and 17, non-lands. I will have enough playables, and I can play Reckless Impulse. White was completely cut here, as you can see, by the way. I mean, I didn't see anything great white here. Nope. There was the one pack that had the Gather Commando and the other 2-drop. I wish they were kind of distributed in a different way, so that I could have picked both of them, because I definitely like them more than the other 2-drops in my deck currently, but let's see what the pack 3 gives me. Well, I guess there are 2 cards still in this pack. And nothing I can utilize. I don't expect to get anything, yep. Alright, so not this time not a crazy good rare. There is a Gavony Dawn card which I would be very happy to pick, but I'm just taking the Moonrage's Slash. It's just, I mean, instant speed, 3 damage, 3 to any target, including players. And sometimes it's night and it's very cheap, so I can't pick it over the Gavony Dawn card. But this is a card I would want to have because I want to have good quality 3-drops, and this is definitely one. I don't expect it to come back because white was very drafted and it seems to be that it was cut very hard in the previous pack, so it might be, someone will grab it. Alright, here it's not gonna be Immolation, it's gonna be a Traveling Minister, but it could be Drogskull Infantry. Also some nice black cards here, really. I mean, someone who's drafting black has to decide between these two. I mean, it's going to be the Bloodwell Purveyor because it's gonna be better than a 3-mana kill spell, but still. Alright, let's take the Traveling Minister here. And again, well, I needed some 3-drops, and Fearful Villager is a 3-drop with some evasion, it's okay. Yep, I don't need any Vampire Slayers in here. Plus, it is a wolf, I guess. Oh no, well, it's a werewolf, but point is, I guess it makes come on, where it is. A Runebound Wolf is actually going to be somewhat useful here. Curse of Leeches, now this is a nice black one. Well, I'll pass all the good black ones. That's okay, I got past a Volatile Arsonist, that was great. Now, Lunarch Veteran versus Paris Blade Trainee. Can I actually train the trainee? Well, it's easy to train one power guy once, and then it gets the counter, and then, when it dies, you can move the counter somewhere. Yeah, I don't think this is really the Lunarch Veteran. If I had more, if I had any life gain, benefits from life gain, that would have been a different story, but since I don't. Yeah, no. Alright, Flare of Fate. I think I have well, it's not an amazing human count. Only 8 out of 14 are humans, but this is decent with humans and playable with non-humans. So I think I'll take it. It also is a way to, attack with some of things like Falkenrath Perforator. My 2-drops aren't really impressive in attacking. I don't think the Honeymoon Hearse is for this deck. I'll take the Trick here. I don't mind having one of these things. I have actually no tricks here, so at least I don't remember that I have picked any tricks, so it's fine to have one. Alright, so a 3-drop here, totally fine. Also werewolf for the Runebound Wolf, and there's an Organ Hoarder, pick 6, that it's gonna be pick 7 for someone. Sure, why not? Brimstone Vandal. Alright, well, I needed 3-drops, I'm getting them. Still not gonna take the Weary Prisoner. I'm actually quite short on 4-drops, but I mean, the 4-drops aren't really that necessary. I'll take the Menace 3-drop. And Raise the Effigy. Not gonna take a 5-mana card. I take the Raise the Effigy, but I have actually some cuts to make, so it's quite likely it won't make the final deck. Here nothing makes the final deck, so I'll take the uncommon. And Blood Hypnotist can't block, it's really bad ability. Am I going to play an Immolation? I have 2 upgrades. I have some small creature removal. I don't think I actually care about it. I'll take the Hypnotist, but I'm not gonna play it because, you know, I'd rather block. Right, Lightning Wolf. I mean, look at my 4-drop slot. I could play it. I'm gonna pick it because it's something I can do for just mana curve reasons. Okay, this is a bad equipment. It's really bad. I'd rather play the Ceremonial Knife if I'm gonna play an equipment in this deck, which I might. Okay, so, yep. Go here. I didn't find any Evolving Wild, so I'm quite happy I did pick the Sundown Pass, because as you can see, I had this double caster, double caster, double caster. So it's double casters can be awkward because it's not always on turn 4 when you have 2 of both of your lands. This can be, you know, uncastable on turn 4, and you know these kind of lands, of course, help a lot in that case. All right, so I will be cutting. I think this is still going to be a 17 land deck because I have, yeah, these 5 drops. I can, if I play the Ceremonial Knife, especially in that case, I will be, you know, having some 2 ways to gain blood tokens, unless I have something that I forgot here. Don't think I have. Okay, so now type creature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Currently 8 things that can be returned by the Guardian Savior. So very easy to return 1 and totally, you know, reasonable to return 2. And that is if I don't cut any of them. I will start by cutting the Raise the Effigy. This only works in you know, offensively. Flare of Fate at least has defensive applications too, and plus you can just use this too. I mean, the pump spells are always, you know, way to kind of counter burn-based removal spells or fight-based removal spells, especially good against fight spells. But this thing only, you know, works in combat, so this is not. This is lacking the utility that pump spells usually have. This is a very, you know, this has 1 dimension only. Well, of course, this has the destroy target artifact option, but it's really not relevant often in this format. It's very different in Neon Dynasty. If you have seen the spoilers, I'm not going to talk about it right now, but it's really interesting set. But yeah, there you might value destroy target artifact effects quite differently. Anyway, Raise the Effigy is the easy first cut here. Then I do like 1 of Reckless Impulse. Now it could also be my, you know, kind of a land, replace my 17th land. But it's also a card you can cut. The Falconrat Perforator is, I guess it is the weakest 2-drop. I will cut 1 of them, my 2-drops. I also don't think I need the Vampire for any synergies, nope. So I can cut that, but I will play the 6 2-drops here and then the Traveling Minister as 1-drop. That's still okay amount of things to return with the Guardian Savior. And kind of like the knife here a bit. But I like my 3 mana cards just for curve reasons. I like my 4 mana cards just for curve reasons, even the Lightning Wolf. Let's see the total Wolf Werewolf count. It's only 6 still, but I guess that means the Rune 1 Wolf can at least deal more than 1 damage. At least, you know, some of the time. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I could just cut the Reckless Impulse and the Ceremonial Knife, but don't like that really too much. Is the Militia Rallier something I should not play? But I have the Faceless. Yeah, I will have abilities to attack. I mean, I have these big creatures that are all the evasive creatures that can attack. You know, then I can attack with the Rallier in that case too. Yeah, I think I will play the Rallier. I think I need everything else in the deck except the Reckless Impulse and the Ceremonial Knife. But if I cut the knife, is that a reason to run 16 lands only? With the Reckless Impulse, which can find my, I mean, if I'm stuck at, if I replace a land with the Reckless Impulse, and I'm stuck at, you know, 4 lands, for instance, with the 5 drops in my hand, and I draw this could be a land, but also that can give me the 5th land with its, you know, ability, well, given what it does. Because this deck has maybe some issue with flooding out. I have the Celebrant here, but I have some, you know, powerful cards here too that maybe can help me beat a flood situation, because I kind of like the idea of playing with, because also if you play 16 lands, your color balance will be I mean, maybe not the balance, but the amount of colored mana sources is also lower. It's not just not just the total land count, but also how many white and how many red sources I'm having. With the Sundown Pass in here, I could play, I mean, look at this, 10 white, 15 red, double casters for both colors, early plays for both colors. It would be nice to have a Sundown Pass with 8+8 basic lands to allow me to, have 9 sources for both colors. And that's what I'm liking here. I think I have the mana sinks in Runebound Wolf and the Lambholt Harrier as well, even though they are not that impressive, they still are something for which I can use my mana. So I will actually cut the Reckless Impulse here and just play the 16 creatures and 7 non-creatures, most of which are removal. I mean, I could also cut the Neonate's Rush. I have on, 2 vampires, it's gonna be 3 mana, but I kinda like it. 1 damage, draw a card, also hurts the player. It kind of, is nice still. You can attack with a 2 power creature into a 3 toughness creature and all that, and you can then post combat use the Neonate's Rush to make the trade go, kind of trade up there. Yeah, this is fine. And here some lands. Let's use the Throne of Eldraine. I took Throne of Eldraine Plains. Let's take a mountain as well. Yep, I don't want to go to 16 lands. This is too beautiful of a mana base with the Sundown Pass. That it's a 17 land deck. Alright, I can have a 2-drop. Well, not a 3-drop, but I mean, I have the Arsonist here is really making it. I mean, it's such a powerful card. Okay, they have that thing. It would be so nice to actually just... I mean, this is actually tough now. Because if it's a knight, this will be a 3-3, they get the mana. But they get the mana anyway, I can't prevent that. They will be attacking with this and getting the extra mana. But if I don't play the Cathar command right now, it will be knight. But then I can surprise it. And if they don't have pump effects, I guess they can still attack into it if they... Yeah, I mean, problem is if they play more creatures, it will be knight then. Actually, maybe I have to prevent that from happening. They are red-green, so very likely to have... they are very likely to have... more werewolves, and I don't want them to be, in the knight mode right away. So I will do this. They will attack if they want to trade. They might have a removal too. It was an immolation, so that was kind of... I mean, this wouldn't have worked if I do the flash thing. But, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, they didn't get to use the mana. Sadly, it's gonna be a knight unless I will just... I mean, it's quite unlikely that they have a 1 toughness creature coming up, so I just prevent the knight transformation by doing this. Draw a card. Why not? Not really optimal, but I do have the Arsonist here, which actually, if they make it into a knight, this will be amazing in that case, but I mean, this also pumps during night. The Lambholt Harrier would be a 3-3, so I would take 6 damage if it was a knight now. I don't really like that. Alright, so they have... Okay, they good to... Yeah, I wish I got to upgrade a little bit earlier, because now I'm really struggling here. And... yeah, this is now interesting. I have multiple options. One of them is to actually make it into a knight and play the upgrade in there, like upkeep or something like that, to kill this thing, to stop the Lord effect. Then I could make, if they don't double spell, I could attack with this being killing the Lambholt Harrier. Problem is I'm taking here so much damage. But if I play the Lightning Wolf, I mean, they can just make it unable to block, and they can still do a lot of harm here. I can also do the trainee, which cannot block, and the upgrade. Yeah, I think the Celebrants will be the death of me. I think I'll do it like this. I don't think the Arsonist is gonna be doing that great of a work here. Yeah. I mean, imagine if this was any 2-drop with 2 power. That's the problem with these, this 1 power trainers. They are not really good when they try to, I mean, without doing any training, they of course are really miserable. Oh, I was talking there. I'm gonna use this still now, because if they have like a, I don't know, massive might, I can still block it and it dies. But I mean, I should have done this before they get the mana. That was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake if they get to use the mana. But let's see. Especially if they have a 6-drop now. I'm just they have a Sunstreak Phoenix. Right. So whenever day becomes night. Yeah, this enters the battle. Alright. Okay. I got my Celebrant though. But they have a 4 power flyer. Oh, how do I do it? I don't think I can do it. They can make things unable to block. Yeah, I'm dead. I mean, I'm literally dead actually. Because this is... Yeah, because I can play only one creature here. And it doesn't matter which it is. It's exactly one creature. And this has menace, this has flying. If I play a flyer, they regardless make it so that I will take 8 damage here anyway. I don't even want to see that. Because they have the lethal attack. I can't block the menace guy because one of my guys won't be blocking. And they can make my... If I play my flyer, they can make that unable to block. So the Phoenix kills me. That was opponent being on the play, and the fact they got the Naturalist mana on turn 4 to make this a turn 4 play, that gave them too much tempo there. Okay, I'm at least on the play, so the fact I have only a 3-drop here first, as a first play, is maybe not that bad. And well, this can't attack. Just order passing with shift plus enter to not, because I could target opponent's creatures, but of course I won't. Alright, so now they're gonna make that into a 4/4. I should play then the villager, which I can at least attack with. But the Ecstatic Awakener is just... it's an amazing card. They can just attack. Okay, they could have attacked into my guy, but they chose not to. Now it's night. I no longer understand what is going on. Why don't they just attack? Because there's the fear of threat of activation, so they can always make it into a 4/4. So my block was just not happening. Are they gonna block it? I mean, it's weird. I'm gonna of course attack now. And I have the Flare of Fate. Now it's only +2/+2. It's no longer a human. It doesn't become indestructible or anything. But I mean, if they double block it and make the Awakener into a 4/4, it would still be fine for me because I would be able to. Just trade. But of course, I will use the Flare of Fate instead. So they are just willing to trade. They do get the card here. That's that. But they only trade the Lady Zombie into a card. Yeah, I'm not really sure that's the optimal way they could have done this, but I'm super happy. If they don't double spell, I even get to keep my 4/3 Menace guy. Now this is a good one, but doesn't get blocked. Can't block alone this Menace guy. Plus now I get to play my 4/4 Menace guy. Alright. Yeah, I really like how this game, it looked bad when they had the Awakener there early, but they didn't really get that great value out of it. This can draw a card, but it's extremely expensive at this stage in the game. This is not gonna happen anytime soon. Okay, during night they can kill that thing. Now they can also double spell too. Well, they can just do that. Well, they did double spell, but I guess the bounce spell is okay. Now I don't have to. Kind of interested in just starting to do the stuff with the Parish Blade training, but I could just play my both 3-drops as well. I guess mana efficiency is something I should consider here now and do this. Yes, I played a land I could have used on the blood token, but I still have a land in my hand, and I'm gonna draw more lands at some point. So, alright, so they now can. Well, I'm going to just start trade with the, I guess with the Militia Rallier here. Hope they don't have Undying Malice. Man, if they do, that would be horrible. Get the trigger again. They can still have ways to, you know, return stuff from the graveyard, but I mean, let's see, they have 4 cards in their hand still. They still, I mean, this is still gonna draw a card. This Organ Hoarder is amazing, even though it's just traded into my 3/3. Of course, it's an amazing card. Alright, so, oh man. Let's draw one of my rares, maybe. That would be sweet. That is one of my rares. Alright, so... Sure. And I will play this to play both spells, yep. Let's see if I'm gonna use the... this will be my, what, 11th? No, I have a 12 permanents now, but I don't think the 7 damage is even that interesting. I just rather make a 1/1 every turn. Catgeist. Okay. Well, that... I guess it's gonna carry... It's gonna be moved to the Abomination at some point. Okay, they're gonna raise me, that's fine, I'm not gonna block it. I guess I could jump. You know, it's something I could do, but I won't do. I kinda think that I can try to raise them. And now I have attacks. I try to attack with the 1/1 then. Do not prevent it. Prevent 2 damage. Oh, Mark of Walter, that's good. Let's go then. Hopefully no counter spells. Hey, I said no counter spells, opponent. That is unfair. They're gonna jump block now, and then they will, you know, put it on the Falcon Abomination. In which case, I will be interested in the Stensia Uprising, killing the Abomination. But I mean, I'm still. Well, let's see what happens. How much they might have more removal counter spells. Oh man, if the Vulture didn't get countered, I think that would have been almost game over for them. But it's definitely not, I mean, I'm not in a bad shape here, I'm in a good shape. Especially if they are starting to use, you know, these blood tokens to try to get something to play here. 3 mana left. Awakener number 2. But it's just a 1/1 for now, without the ability to even transform. Plus, of course, they would have to lose the Abomination. So they have a 5/5 which they chose not to. Oh. Alright, this is great. I'm gonna just kill the Abomination here. Before they untap, of course. And can I... Oh, let's just be very smart, shall we? I have exactly 12 permanents right now. I'm gonna win here if they don't have anything with 1 mana. So now, if they have something for 1 mana, I will not win the game. Otherwise, I will. And that's it. This also does have the damage mode. Sweet. And I almost killed the Falcon Abomination there. That said, even if I'd killed it, they would have been forced to jump block here. That 2/2. No, actually, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Okay, I still played it badly. Why am I bad? Because, as you can see, they are at -2. The only thing they can jump block is a 2-power guy. So, I mean, I can just attack. Even if they block, they lose to 7 damage. So I should have killed this anyway. Oh boy. Alright. Well, would be a fine hand if I had a red here, but other than without the red mana, it's not really worth keeping because there's not much I can do with this hand. Yeah, Retribution being my only early play. I can't even play the Runebound Wolf to return with the Sigardian Saber, so let's mulligan. Alright, not a great one, but at least this is a mono-white hand. Now it's just a matter of... Yeah, I guess the Vampire Slayer is not... Without knowing the opponent's deck, I think that is the least interesting card there. It will have 2... I mean, most of the opponent's creatures will have 2 power anyway. But there are, of course, some 2 mana 1/3s. And with the Vampire Slayer and the Traveling Minister, I of course can, you know, make it deal more damage. But, well, now that I have the Trainee, that's good. I mean, I think it was still the correct cut to make. Right. Well, just commando it up, I guess. If they attack, I mean, the only reason they would attack with it is if they have only a 3 mana play and no 4 mana plays. I guess I could have in that case. Now, I don't like to see that. Okay, so especially now that they have the Spore Crawler here, I just should trade with this thing, because not only do they get mana, they have the 6 drops and that stuff, you know, earlier, but it will eventually also potentially become a, you know, 4/4. Yeah, well, not really much going on for me here. Yeah, well, I do have the Fierce Retribution, so when they have some big creature, I will be able to kill it with 2 mana. Definitely, I'm not the one who's winning the race here or anything. Yeah, I have to trade with the Spore Crawler. I don't think I have anything that exiles in the deck. Don't recall, at least. So they just get the card, but that's how the thing works. Alright, so there's another mana producer. Yeah, well, now that I did through the slash there, kinda tempting to use it. I mean, this is not gonna kill anything big ever. Fine. Just, you know, make them not have the mana. I'm not offering the trade for one reason. At least if I give them the card from this trade, I want to at least get the counter on the unruly mob. Shadow Beast Sighting. Well, I guess that's another 4/4 coming up later in the game, but at least I killed the, you know, did kill the mana producers there. So yeah, Militia Rallier would be otherwise that's only a creature you control. I control. So I could. The 4/4 is actually gonna be quite annoying. But I guess I can take 7 here and play the Militia Rallier now, just to get, you know, some attacks going on. Because I have the game, well, you know, the life gain here anyway. So I will do it like this. I could have played the Unruly Mob and the Fierce Retribution on the same turn cycle, but I can do it on the next turn cycle. Maybe they have something bigger than a 4/4 I want to kill anyway. And that is 4/4 with menace, and I do want to do that. Oh, they choose not to. They don't want me to double block the 4/4. It is understandable. It would only trade with the Militia Rallier. That's good for me though, because I wasn't interested in double blocks before the Unruly Mob is on the battlefield, so I just would have taken the 4 damage. Alright, so Cathar Commando, and yeah, one of these early things is gonna die, so at some point I will get the full value out of the Sigardian Savior. Now though, no point in attacking, because while I can make the Rallier into a 4/3, it cannot attack alone. And then the trainee would be trained, but then they eat it for, you know, and I don't like them to eat it. And now, with the Fierce Retribution, I'm quite confident about the situation. I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna be able to train this, because they have a land drop and they play another 4/4. So, okay, they get an Eccentric Farmer, Milling Land, higher spawn. They get the Forest, of course. Now they do have the mana for that stuff. I think they should just go for the attacks now. So trading with the Rallier, yeah, that's not good, and definitely not using the Fierce Retribution on that. No. I don't like this too much because I'm just taking damage here, but I guess it's kind of just only 2 damage per turn. But I'm a little bit. I mean, I don't know why they are not attacking with. The way to push through is just to make the kind of bad trades for them. Because they will have, you know, more 4/4s coming up. I can't trade with all of that stuff. Alright, so Mob becoming a 2-2 is just not great. But then again, what I'm gonna do with this thing? There's nothing that blocks it really. Because when the mob is a 2-2 and this is about 2, I mean, no, it's gonna be just a 1-2. Yeah, it's 3. No. I can't do that trade here. I need to find something good. I won't be playing the Savior, which returns me only one thing. But now that I do have the Savior mana here, I might actually go for it. So what I can do here, I can target the Militia Rallier, attack with the Paris Blade Trainee. Now that means I won't have mana up for the Fierce Retribution, but they haven't really shown any willingness to actually attack with their guys. And what I will be doing is that my Paris Blade Trainee will be returning the battlefield. And it will give the counter to something, because it's gonna get blocked now. And it's gonna die. The Militia Rallier could get blocked too. But then the Unruly Mob actually gets bigger and bigger. Alright, so... And I don't mind if they trade. Trading with this guy is totally fine. Who I should be untapping then? Maybe the Rallier itself. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna get any better value. This way I get my 3-3 flyer on the battlefield, and then I can still, I could untap the Traveling Minister, but I'd rather have the 3-3 here. On a blocking duty. And I can make it into a 4-4 if I want to, or I can just give even an additional counter. Okay, they choose that, which is fine. So is the Rallier supposed to get the counter? Then it can trade with the 4-4 at least alone. I mean, the Unruly Mob is going to get counters anyway, so maybe this is the better idea. They are back. Alright, so now I have the ground in a pretty good... I mean, they can start attacking somehow at some point, but the Unruly Mob is going to be... Oh, don't get me too many lands here. Okay, no lands at all. So it's just a big trample which will be eating a Fierce Retribution. That's not really the bumpiest of the mythics. 7 mana, 7/7 trample, not exciting. No-Net Rush is interesting. So, of course I can't attack into that thing. So I will just attack with the Sigardian Savior here. And, yep. I could sacrifice Cathar Commando for, blood tokens, killing blood tokens and getting Unruly Mob, an extra counter for an Unruly Mob, but not really a high quality play at all. Yeah, so they're gonna attack with the Colossus, it's gonna eat a Fierce Retribution. Let's see if they're gonna attack with anything else, because they do need to kill my Sigardian Savior here. Okay, now we are seeing trades happening. That's what I'm expecting. So Unruly Mob is getting big here. I don't block with that thing. Seems pretty easy here. Commando here. Because I have the No-Net Rush, which I can use post-combat. Or, I mean, end of turn or something like that. And then I will trade with the Celebrants here, right? Like this. And I would ideally kill the Cultivated Colossus with the Fierce Retribution, but if they have a trick, I have to use the Fierce Retribution to kind of counter that trick. This is fine. I get Unruly Mob is gonna be at 4-4 now. They can just play the 4-4 from there, but they didn't pay a land. This would be bigger. Oh. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I don't know what's wrong with me at all. I didn't use the Fierce Retribution. I just took 7 damage for no reason. They have a Tovoler here. I mean... It is night now also, but they did double spell, so it's day now. I don't really know what's wrong with me, because this taking the 7 here could be relevant here. I was definitely supposed to do that. I mean, and I couldn't do it post-combat because it wasn't an attacking creature anymore at that point. Alright, well, challenging gameplay here. I'm kind of handicapping myself, so I would be at 18 life now. And now that they had these things, they gained 3 life to make my clock a little bit slower here. I can still win here, but that was totally a horrible mistake. They don't have the werewolves to flip this thing. Actually, this is the only one, so that's at least good. It's just a 3-3 for now. The cards get only drawn if a wolf or werewolf deals damage, so not a big deal. I mean, what can I do? That was a horrible mistake. No attack with the Paris Blade Training. I guess I could have. No, it would only trade with the. Spore Crawler, so I don't like that. At least the Lightning Wolf isn't the bad one here, because now I can still add to the board while having the Fierce Retribution, but I have no idea why didn't I go for it. I mean, it's totally weird. But they're actually not willing to attack, which makes sense because the Unruly Mob just goes larger now. I'm gonna go for this thing just in case they have a pump spell. That would be great. I mean, that would actually make my mistake on the previous turn very good. I mean, if they drew a pump spell here now, that would have made this would have been like a ridiculous. But okay, it's fine. So now they can play a 4-4, but it's actually not relevant. It's funny how the Unruly Mob is now the thing that actually matters. Oh, they made it into night because that makes Tovolar a lot better. But it only targets a wolf or a werewolf, so it only targets itself. And I have now the Arsonist being, quite big. It's a 5/5 with Menace and Haste, which can deal 2 damage to creature, player, and a planeswalker. So they are gonna go down to a low life total now. This will kill the Spore Crawler. And then this will trade with, they can't even double block it, because this is a 5/5 now. Double blocking with the Eccentric Farmer and the Dawnheart Rejuvenator is not that great. They did choose to, I mean, they might have something though. They didn't play this. They wanted to make it into a night. I mean, whatever, I'll do this. This is of course the play I'm gonna make. Conveniently, they just made it into a night. Okay, Savior, hopefully they don't have a kill spell on it, because that's going to be the way that is allowing me to win still. Oh, come on. Oh, they had a Rending Flame, but of course they did kill the werewolf there now. So this can give... the problem is it gives Trample, but yeah, I'm not gonna offer a trade in the Spokler here. So I need some additional bit. I guess if they attack with too many guys, I can attack back. They need blockers still. They are not interested in the 4/4, which is actually, I mean, they can't be. They try to use mana on this Tovolar's ability anyway. But I can't just block it. It's only, I mean, it is only +X+O. I mean, even if they trample over some amount of damage. Yeah, they don't even have an interest in attacking. I guess I can attack with the Lightning Wolf to force a block there. Because if they block with the Spore Crawler alone, then I'll just first strike. I mean, of course I will first strike if I attack with it. They have to do it pre-combat. And then if they double block it with something else, I'll just trade with any of these. I mean, it would trade basically with the Dawnheart Rejuvenator. Isn't that the case? Although I might not be interested in giving them the block on the Spore Crawler. Yeah, I mean, that's an additional card they can draw. So now they are dead to the Guardian Savior, and they had only the one card. So now this means if they attack with the Spore Crawler, I'm not gonna block it. It's not a wolf or a werewolf, it's a fungus, so it doesn't get to give them a card draw. So me messing, I mean, I would be at what, 21 life now if I killed the Cultivator Colossus when I shoot. Alright, so here I am going to do this. They have to keep it +3. That's gonna cost a lot of mana, because this will trample and draw a card if I just jump block it. Because they can use, it doesn't have trample, but they can use X equals 0 to give it trample. If I just block with the Lightning Wolf, then they can still have 5 mana up after that. I will simply, do this and force them to use a lot more mana to kill them both, and then then they won't have mana to kill the Guardian Savior. Well, that's the same outcome, but they have more mana left. They still need to actually, it's only 8 toughness. I mean, it's even 8 toughness. No, they made a mistake. That's not gonna help them. They still have to use mana. So, yeah, they get to draw a card, but they have only 1 green mana left. I guess if they have a land in their hand, and they find a, let's say, whatever. It doesn't matter now. Don't even need to use the Traveling Minister here. This is lethal. Alright. Well, me not killing the Cultivator Colossus means that I won at 13 life instead of 20 life, but man, that was still a mistake. Ah. Okay, that's like of course a keep, not the greatest hand, but it really depends on how good the upgrade and the Fierce Retribution are gonna be early in the game. Yep, mountain not needed. Alright, classic. Well, it was only a 4-lander, I didn't keep a 5-lander. 4-lander is, the kind of the optimal one after 5. Alright, this is not a vampire. Sorry, after 3. So ideal limited starting hand is usually for most decks 3 lands and then 4 lands after that. 2 and 5 are usually a bit suboptimal. Alright, so I'm not attacking into that thing. I could play the Fearful Villager, which is funnily the worst version out of this. This is becoming a 4/4 menace during night. This is a 4/3 menace during night. I guess, so Upgrade doesn't kill this during night, but I have still the Fierce Retribution. I just want to play, my mana optimally. So I'm gonna play the Fearful Villager. And I mean, they might not even attack, because if they don't have anything, I have a double block that forces them to trade the Shady Traveler with the Vampire Slayer. Adeline. Yeah, that thing has to die. Yep. Well. Do I want to make it night? I don't actually want to, because I can't kill the Traveler with the upgrade, and I need to, of course. So this is a human, not a vampire. Yep, human knight, so Slayer is doing exactly nothing. So yeah, I mean, I don't want it to become a knight here, even though it makes this a 4/3. I'll just do this. And I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind an attack. I'm going to attack with this thing, and then I just basically hope they attack with Adeline. I will block that 1/1 token with the Vampire Slayer and use the Fierce Retribution to kill Adeline. It's kind of an obvious thing. They see that what's up, but then again, if they don't attack with it, it's not the worst. Alright, that is totally fine. Now they get to keep their 1/1, but they just used an Olivia's Midnight Ambush on a on a random 2/2. Alright, so I'll give them a 1/1 for that. But yep, I have drawn actually 3 lands. Yeah, that was... No, yeah, three. No, now it's 3 lands and 2 spells. Okay. Can't stay away. Problem. That is a problem now. It will become a 3-power guy. They can get it back. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work. It has now. If it dies, it exiles. All right. Yeah, this is really harsh now. This is really harsh. So I mean, I could attack, but then they attack for a lot of extra damage here. I will try to, double block it. I mean, there's a threat of double blocking. I don't think they're gonna attack with it if they don't have anything. So if they attack, it kind of means they do have... Okay, that was like the lowest impact no way out I've seen in a while. Alright, but they have an ecstatic awakener, so things are very grim. They can attack and get the 2-for-1 here now. So I could just eat the tokens to make Adeline a little bit worse. Okay, so am I going to lose my board here? Because look at what the opponent is left with. If I double block here now, they have 1/1/1/1, a decayed zombie that makes this thing go into a 4/4 and it allows them to draw a card. It's horrible. I need to find some other way here to deal with the situation. Can I even attack here? I mean, racing is impossible here. Adeline is just that good. But I mean, it's gonna be hard now with the ecstatic awakener and all that. Well, of course I'm gonna play this. That's just... No, that's gonna happen. I'm just figuring out the combat here. Walter gets a pump here. I guess I could have made it into a knight. Now that is something I really should have thought about. Oh man, I didn't think about that. I'm a fool. Because not only this becomes a 4/3, I actually could have used the Runebound Wolf then. Well, something to consider later on. Okay, let's attack with this guy. Yeah, well, at least I have this thing now attacking, so I can make it into a knight now. But this is gonna be a 4/4. I can double block it though, and I probably have to. Sadly, they will get it back, but they can't stay away. Maybe I was supposed to not attack with the Marco Walter because I could have eaten the... Yeah, the fact... I shouldn't have done that. Why am I playing so bad this day? I've made multiple mistakes. Because the Walter could eat the 1/1 and then I could eat the Ecstatic Awakener here. I mean, not eat, but trade with it. Well, I'll take 9 damage here, I guess. I guess I'll take 9. Oh yeah, this is really not going well. I need to top deck something amazing. They didn't choose to kill the Decayed Zombie. I guess there's a reason for that. They want to keep the Adeline's power not large. Well, I guess they could have eaten it now when they have a Jadar there. Okay. This time, no attacks. Oh, how you beat this? There's no way beating. If I drew a removal spell there, yes, then maybe. If I draw just a land, no. Please have a kill spell on the werewolf, then I can just concede. Yes, thank you. Now I don't have any way to beat this. Okay, well that was that. Not really great here. I'm at, what, 2-2 now? Okay. Definitely not the... I mean, I do like my deck, but seems like the game was all about Adeline. I guess this game could be all about the volatile arsonist if I get to 5 lands. But I mean, look at this hand. This has 2 playable spells, and then if I draw a land, I have 2 other playable spells, so definitely it's a keep. But yeah, it could, you know, backfire if I don't draw my lands, but that's not reason not to mulligan. Normally you can expect to draw like a, well, I mean, you have 17 lands in 40, it's like a little bit over 40% lands, so every 5 draw steps should give you on average 2 lands. A little bit more than that, especially now because I have now 15 out of 32 lands, so it's more, the likelihood is more now. That doesn't mean I'm gonna draw the lands though. Unruly Mob isn't really doing much here. This at least starts getting me some life. Who knows, could add up. I should have actually attacked with this thing. That was a mistake, because they could have taken 2 here. And I don't care if this thing attacks. They might even be interested in, you know, discarding some disturb creatures. But anyway, the Unruly Mob isn't gonna be that good. Alright, I need some kill spell on that thing. Alright. Well, I mean, I guess they can. I can make them attack with the with the Morbid Opportunist here. They can jump block with that thing. I wish they double block. That would be amazing. So I could play the Unruly Mob, but also this is my one way to maybe kill the Opportunist. I mean, I'm stuck at 2 here. Opponent thinks that they have a safe attack here. And hopefully they don't have a way to save the Opportunist. Now they're gonna play around. Yeah, this is really horrible if they actually... I could have the flash 3 one too. Okay, they at least I get to use my mana, even if they have a way to save it. But it would be horrible to not use the mana. Okay, that's now this is good if they don't have a good follow-up here. Let me say one thing. I'm starting to be a little bit, you know, having enough of this double feature draft format, because yes, I have rares myself, but I don't actually enjoy the games when I have a bum rare which just takes over the game. I mean, of course I like winning as much as anyone, but the flip side is that I really hate losing the bum rares. And I mean, you know, I could have saved this for some bum rare, but Morbid Opportunist is basically a bum uncommon. So I can now, I mean, the only thing I have going on for myself is that I have to try to bluff a Sure Strike here. I hope they don't block, but I need to try to raise them, and the only way to do it is, I mean, I could have an Operate or a Sure Strike, so it was really likely that they actually do not block there. And now I have a couple of turns here, and if I go to 5 mana so that I can attack with the Hasty guy, I could win with the Volatile Arsonist. I will get blood tokens so I can, you know, redraw into lands if I need to. I'm thinking about the Rallier, because there's one little thing the Rallier does for me. It can untap the Traveling Minister, which gives me, you know, an extra life point per turn. This is just a 3/2 Trampler. It's not Knight here, so I think I will play the Rallier. It's gonna be so bad if they kill the Wolf. This cannot attack alone. So yeah, I guess it was a bit risky there. But yeah, I guess I need to also sacrifice these blood tokens to make this guy not... Okay, I got the land. So there's a small chance I win by racing. But of course, with the Entomber being a zombie, they get... Okay, yeah, that was just insane. So yeah, this rare is really bad for me. I'm going to discard a... don't think I have room for time for an Unruly Mob, really, do I? Actually, that will... Problem is they're gonna block with the... I guess the Headless Rider will... Yeah, they get the Dawn 2/2 zombie. That is really annoying. And they can get 2 of them if they... I mean... Let's see. I will discard a card here, just because I'm gonna get another blood token here. This is gonna deal 7 now. They're gonna trade with the Militia Rallier, quite likely. If I want to play the Unruly Mob, I should do it, of course, pre-combat. But this thing has Trample. It could be a thing that matters. Yeah. I'll play the Trampler. And I really don't like that they have a card that can block to, you know, not take the damage from the rallier. Not only trade with it, but also get a 2/2 zombie after that. So that is, yeah. I mean, of course, if the opponent has a turn for 5/6 flying trampler creature, it's gonna be hard. Now I get another blood token. This is gonna attack for 6 now. Okay. So the Arsonist, I think, yeah, they can attack with the 2/2. That is not good because I have to think about if I can survive the attack they are gonna have on the next turn. Well, not if I let them attack with both again, because I'm going to get another blood token from the Arsonist. So this is gonna attack as a 7 power guy. If I now go to 9, yeah, I think I have to make the block here. It's not great, but it is. Okay, they have a startle there, but it's all about the blood vial purveyor here, and I use my only removal spell that can work against it. And if this became, you know, night for some reason, they didn't have any spells, that would have also worked a bit. So am I dead? Because if I use the Minister to pump the Woundbound Wolf attack with everything, this is gonna be 7, 11, yeah, that's 12 damage they have. So I cannot attack with the Woundbound Wolf. Can I attack even with the Arsonist? I mean, in that case, I'm just losing the game. I have to be able to attack with the Arsonist. And of course, I mean, they have 4 mana and 3 cards in their hand. I'm assuming they have something and I just lose, but I'm gonna play as if they didn't have anything. So Arsonist gives me a blood token. This is gonna be attack for 7. Then I have 1 blocker. I will get a life point here. Yeah, let's see if this gets countered so I can just concede right after that. I mean, that's just easy way to finish this game. So if I make this into a 3 power guy, yeah, I really like this highlighting here. If I do the 3 power guy here, I mean they have too much. Yeah, it doesn't work. I mean, I have to leave the Runebound Wolf to block. Yeah. I don't think there was a way I shouldn't have killed the Morbid Opportunist with the Fierce Retribution. It's too good of a card. But then they follow it up with the Blood Vial Purveyor. It's game over then. But yeah, this is the double feature draft. It's full of rares. Now my deck had rares too. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't. Of course it did. But it's not fun when the games are decided like that. Normal limited games, because it's more like a, can you answer the opponent's one specific card, regardless of what else you have, or then who draws the most rares during a game. It's definitely not great. But this is a Tuesday video. I will still draft two more of these, but it starts to be a really, I mean, Neon Dynasty can't arrive early enough. Yep. Well, anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.